We're really trying to make one believe he's so far at the bottom, even though he's fighting for one or two.
All right, our guy Pat Bev got on the scene, Gil.
Woo!
He's back.
He's back.
He's making some pretty bold claims. So this is his take on Damian Lillard being a Hall of Famer.
On the bus, like Pat Bev, is Dame Lillard Hall of Fame? Hell no. Like I love Dame. I love Dame. I promise you, I love Dame. There's no ill will, no beef with Dame at all. But like Hall of Fame is like that's like first off, I feel like we it's too many people getting Hall of Fame. You feel me? Like I feel like it's too many people getting Hall of Fame, right? Let me start off with that. Second off, like Hall of Fame has to be like a combination of like obviously points, rebounds, assists. It has to be a combination of like wins. It has to be a combination of playoff appearances, and it has to be a combination of championships. And right, like if we get like how we go say no to D Rose getting MVP and say yes to Dame Lillard. You know what I'm saying? So like you feel me? Like if we get a chip for sure, right? If we get a chip for sure, but like scoring a lot of points on like you feel me, okay teams, you feel me? Like I don't think that gets you into Hall of Fame. Like Hall of Fame is like I don't know. When I as a person who would dream of being in Hall of Fame, right? That look at the players.
So quick hitter. Is Damian Lillard a Hall of Famer?
Are you serious?
Hey, brother, this was gonna be a quick one. The next one is more of the conversation.
Okay, so 22,000 points, Hall of Fame. That's Hall of Fame. 22,000 points, 6,000 assists, almost 4,000 rebounds. You're a 9-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA player. Means you were top 15 in the league for 7 years. Rookie of the Year, All-Star MVP, and the most important, he's already a top 75 player. When did the top 75 list comes out?
Oof, that's a great
How
question.
many years ago? 2021?
Yeah, 22.
Okay, 2022. That means he was already a Hall of Fame player then. And I think sometimes we confuse careers with moments, right? And Derrick Rose is going to always be that bitter taste for a lot of hoopers. You know what I mean? Because he's the youngest MVP, right? And that is kind of the downfall of, because he did such this great thing at a young age that he was trading towards being a top 5 point guard of all time, right? But he ends up getting injured and it derailed him. So we're stuck on the youngest MVP claim. Well, that claim alone, it's just a claim. An MVP is still just an MVP, right? So yes, he has an MVP. He has 1 All-NBA team and 3 All-Stars, right? The body of work is what's keeping Derrick Rose out. Not Derrick Rose's talent. You're not talented. You got to be to be an MVP, period. You know how talented you have to be the youngest MVP. That means you're an MVP in an era where there was a Kobe Bryant playing like an MVP, a LeBron James, or Kevin Durant. Those guys were still in the league at a very, very high level, and you won an MVP. Just like if Wemby wins this MVP, it is a very big deal because of who's in the league doing what at this level, right? Now, if Wemby wins his MVP, and then he gets hurt, knock on wood, he doesn't, and he don't have a career after that, he's not going to be a Hall of Famer. Because it's the body of work that is being done over your career. It's the longevity of a career that makes you a Hall of Famer, not small moments. But, you know, the Chicagoans and the Chicago guys are going to always defend their Chicago guys. But I think just Dame Lillard itself was just a bad example because it's the Hall of Fame. It's about you and your product through your basketball career. And that's all it is. But that was he shouldn't have used that guy.
Well, he also made commentary on one of our guys.
But I know we will put an MVP. But for Hooper, Derrick Rose is MVP. I mean, Derrick Rose is a Hall of Famer, just like Penny would have been a Hall of Famer if he's not into him. You know what I mean? Like we have our hoop Hall of Famers, right? Who should fucking Marbury should be a Hall of Famer, right? Ginobili, Tony Parker, right? All those guys, yes, of course. And someone from my era who don't get the credit, but longevity, plus he hooped, Jamal Crawford. Right? It's like, you know, longevity of something really matters too. Sustaining it for a long period of time is a thing, right? And it's just like, you know, youngest, and using the word youngest doesn't help your case. Don't hurt it, but it don't give you no extra points. Just like when people say, Steph is a unanimous winner, MVP winner. And what is that? Doesn't give any extra points, right? It's just because all the voters liked him. Cool. But there's not, the Jordan, you're talking about, like, who voted against Jordan in any of those? We watched them years. Who voted against him, right? That says more about them than the guy who played, right? Again, Kobe years, LeBron years, Shaq years. Who else was getting votes? You know what I mean? A voter is a voter. So, you know, it's likable. Steph is likable. So, you know how stupid you would have looked voting against him? It's easy to vote against LeBron James. If LeBron James averages 40, 20, and 20 right now, he would not be he's not going to be unanimous. Someone's going to say, I don't give a fuck what he did. He's not better than Jordan. Boop, go against him. Now, what was his other take?
The other take.
Oh, this one's good.
It's about Harden and D-Wade.
Ooh.
On the matters of Harden and D-Wade, you're talking about a player that can score it, a player that can get to the free throw line, a player that can pass it out of the pick and roll. A lot of people were going under on D-Wade pick and rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna front you feel me? A lot of people were letting D-Wade have that. This is him saying that that James Harden is better than D-Wade. And I want to listen to D-Wade's response because I ain't gonna lie, D-Wade kind of turned up on Pat Bev. A little unnecessarily, but he turned up on him. All right, this is what D-Wade has to say about Pat Bev.
I don't understand how you can have a conversation about me and state facts when you're not as good as me. Pat Bev came out and just talked about me. And James, another conversation with me and James.
Like, James Harden is a better player than Dwayne Wade.
Pat just came out he was definitive. James Harden is better than Dwayne Wade.
Stop.
He was very definitive in his answer. And I was just sitting there like, okay, Pat, what's your facts?
Right.
To say that someone's better, or just come out and say what I personally like, the style of play that I like to see.
That's a great way to say
X, Y, and Z. Don't you ever fix your mouth to say nobody is better than me when you wasn't better than me. Like, you can't do that. Like, you talk about a better player, you're talking about every aspect of the game of basketball. You know how good I was at a lot of aspects of the game?
And I think D-Wade is somebody who definitely gets discredited a lot, but
And that's weird now because he's a Chicagoan.
yeah.
He must then let Pat Bev to one of his camps. I don't know, but all right,
I mean, what's your thoughts? I mean, first D-Wade or James, because you played against D-Wade, and again, I think D-Wade is somebody who
I played against D-Wade. I talked shit made a comment about D-Wade and had to feel I had to feel all of that in real time and for the rest of my career. I think after those comments, I think I went 3-16 against Dwayne Wade. He beat the dog shit out of me every time we matched up. What D-Wade is saying is absolutely correct. And when you're talking about the game of basketball, that means there's layers to the games, right? Offense, defense, like there's a lot of layers to the game of basketball. And it's kind of like the LeBron versus certain people debates, no matter if it's Kobe or what's the name. You're talking about all around basketball players versus others, right? LeBron brings more tangible things that he can bring to the game. So if you're going to say, who am I going to draft as just a one player, you're going to go with Dwayne Wade because he covers up a lot of spots, right? If he's not scoring, he's going to turn into a lockdown defender, right? He's going to be a passer. He's going to be a rebounder. Like, there's a lot of things Dwayne Wade brings to the game of basketball. And if you can't just look at the scoring aspect from James Harden and the All-Star game, I mean, not the All-Star, but the style of play, the offensive end, right? When you're talking about Dwayne Wade, like, when you talk about Anthony Edwards coming off the bench, who is he comparing him to? Dwayne Wade came off the bench because Dwayne Wade adapted. He can adapt his game to all different lineups. So if you're going to draft somebody, you're probably going to draft Dwayne Wade because he's the overall better basketball player when it comes to just all aspects of it. Now, when it comes to James Harden, when you're talking about that offensive side, that is a pure psychopath when it comes to finding ways to score. James Harden changed rules in this NBA, right? These are just different, they're different individuals and did different things, right? James Harden changed rules. James Harden invented. James Harden transcended the offensive end of basketball. He made defenders themselves figure out how to play structurally sound defense or he was going to exploit you. Now that's James Harden, right? That is, it's trying to compare two different type of machines, right? It's like building a 2K player, right? One is being built for the park and the battleground, right? And one's being built to be in a team structured environment. So, Dwayne Wade is going to be considered a comp player. He's going to be a 3-and-D player, right? All right, he's going to lock up your best player. He's going to score. He's going to hit the rim. He's going to play. Like, he's going to do everything. Now, James Harden, he's going to have the 99-3, right? He's going to have the 96, 95 dribbling, right? He's going to have the 88 dunk. He ain't going to be quite 93, right? Pass is going to be, gold. Defense is going to be 56. He ain't going to have no defense on it. Right? He's only built to bust your ass. And he does it who's a better basketball player and who's a better offensive juggernaut? Like, James Harden is competing with the best pure offensive scorer in NBA history. Two different categories, but they both can be the best at their category. If we're talking about just pure scoring, James Harden. Putting the ball in the bucket, James Harden, right? Who's going to score 67? Give me James Harden. Who's going to foul a motherfucker out? Give me James Harden, right? But the Dwayne Wade is just a whole different type of beast. It's just, you know what I mean? Am I in the desert or am I on the freeway? That's what this is. Where am I at when I need this car? So, however you're gonna have them, it seems like they both fighting for the three spot, right? It just seems like because you got Iverson, right? And I don't know if everybody is just sold with Iverson being 4, right? It's like, okay, Iverson's 4, we can put AI there, right? Even though we know, because it's one of these things, and I can tell you this. You put Dwayne Wade over Iverson because of the championships and the dominance at the next level, in the playoffs, at a young age, winning finals MVP with a Shaq on your team. We do have that, right? Playing with LeBron James and still be dominant, right? So we know LeBron James took away from you in your heightened years. So you gotta give him credit for that. He had to move aside to let LeBron James come over, or he would have been scoring titles himself a lot more. You know, that's why he didn't win MVP. It's when the years that he was supposed to win it, LeBron came over with. But they're just two different type of players. But they're fighting for. It's like they're fighting for 3 and 5. You have Dwayne Wade over because the accomplishments he has. So if you move James Harden there, then if you move James Harden to 3, then people want to move Allen Iverson back in front of Dwayne Wade. So it's easier to just be like, all right, you don't have to like talk about it. Just, all right, put Dwayne Wade 3, Allen Iverson 4, then James Harden 5. It makes it easier if you don't want to debate. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because you can use the championships on, oh, you didn't win no champion. You get to do that dumb shit. And then say, oh, Dwayne Wade, woo! Yeah. I ain't got to think. I ain't got to think. But I love debates like that. You know why? Because you're talking about top tier. You're talking about Lambo versus, Bugattis and shit like that. Cool. Those are great debates. That we're pretending one is really an Acura. Right? Like we're treating like the Lambo and the Bugatti, we're treating it like it's really an Acura and a Camry when we start talking shit about it. But they all top tier. Like when we're talking about the top 3 players of all time in their position. We're really trying to make one believe he's so far at the bottom, even though he's fighting for 1 or 2. Those are the funny things about debates. Like when you talk about LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, or Michael Jordan, we're pretending one is number 1 and number 2 is 5,557. He shouldn't even be this nowhere near. That's the arguments on how we're doing these debates. So it's great. Now, hey, listen. When Dwayne Wade gets mad, boy, like, you know what I mean? Like, he don't really defend himself like that. But that is a stance he should have defended himself on.
Yeah, he said, first of all, Pat Bev, who are you? And then he also made the claim that, most of these people that they have in these conversations over me and all this other stuff, a lot of it had to do with health over anything. But when I was on the court, I was busting ass.
No, facts.
Well, so what about that?
That's all the players, man. That's everybody, man. Like, but listen, it's not like even if you're Dwayne Wade, like being offended is not really. You can't if you're gonna be better than me. I would, if someone's gonna say, I think James Harden is better than me. When I look at James Harden, I'd be like, well, what do you mean better than me? And I'd be like, all right, okay, 26, 25 a game, 27 a game, 29 a game, 29 a game, 30 a game, 36 a game, 34 a game. And then, okay, goddamn, okay. At least it's him, right? At least it's someone that is push it in that top tier level. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, if you like, you don't want your girl to cheat on you with someone who work at Walmart and you're an NBA player. Let it be another NBA player who's sitting there, you know, the lead star of his team. Let it be comparable at least. Nigga at Walmart, that means she really like him. she really like dude, right? Down, like when you see, hey man, you know, this profile player, he lost his girl to a trainer. Yeah, I don't like that.
That don't sound right. That don't sound right.
Right, you know what I mean? Like Bill Gates, not Bill Gates, like Bezos.
Yeah.
She left me for a teacher. Excuse moi, a teacher. Teacher, oh hell no. And, you know, those like that. She really loved him. And I said, but like that's a good debate, man. Like it's not like it's. You're gonna have people. You're gonna have James Harden. It's like you can't. It's not like you can't defend James Harden with second in MVP voting. Second in MVP voting. 2014-15 season, 2016-17 season, 2018-19 season, came in third in 19-20 season. Right? So you're talking about a guy who is considered one or two best player in the NBA damn near 4 years. So, you know, I wouldn't be offended. That's not something I'd be offended. Like when people are like, yeah, Steph Curry is better than you. All right, okay. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Those are, you know, Dame Lillard is better than you. Cool. Yeah, top 75 player. Put me in there. I don't want to be, like, wherever I am, if I'm 291, don't compare me with a nigga that's 5,000. How about that? That's when I get offended. You know? 5,000. Somebody who averages 21 a game where I average 20. I got booed at 21. Right? And he averages 21. And they be like, yeah, he better than you. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. That's not, you know what I mean? So, that's a good one. It wasn't too wild.
Now, you forgot about Pat Bev saying that, well, this is what he responded back. Damn Flash, rent free, saying the truth is the truth. Pat Bev says he shot the three ball way better than Dwade.
Uh-huh.
And their records against each other, Pat Bev is 7-3 versus Dwade. Because they're trying to compare each other. I know you don't. I know you don't want to compare. Okay. You don't want to compare.
You can't do that. You can't throw in team success, man. You can't throw in team success. Like when Pat was describing. Oh shit! I just thought about it. I think Pat contradicted himself.
Oh, talk about it.
Yeah, Pat. Yeah, Pat. You did. Yeah, Pat. Yeah, I'm sorry, Pat. You know what I mean? It's your take. You know what I mean? I'm just responding to your take. But the argument you use from Derrick Rose to Dame Lillard, you're not using the same logic for James Harden and Dwayne Wade. Right? Well, remember, just one is just a scorer, and you know this, and you believe in championships, you believe in this, that, and that. That's Dwayne Wade over James Harden, but you're picking James Harden in this category, right? So that would kind of be a contradiction to your philosophy, right? Because one has championships. 3 of them, finals MVP, right? He's a defensive player, leads, you know, shooting guards and blocks and stuff like that. So, you know, he is the guy that you talked about, you know, in another take over a guy who, you know, puts the ball in the basket. But James Harden shoots the ball. Like, I mean, you know, James Harden is a shooter that knows how to score. You know. Like James Harden's a marksman. Like I think people sometimes don't understand. Like, you know how great of a shooter you have to be to do step backs, and, you know, try to get the foul going up and making these shots. Like you have to really be good at it. That you're gonna take the harder one because it's so easy. And I mean, stir fry. Mr. Stir Fry was him.
Hibachi is hibachi.
You know what I mean? Like, it's man. I mean, listen, James Harden. Like, if you want to know how good James Harden is, just remember this. In Philadelphia, his horrible years at Philadelphia, and how they said he fell off and he's not the same no more. He averaged 21 and 10 both those years.
Down years.
But just so we 21 and 10. Just 21, 10.7. Now remember, you remember they said he was falling off, right? Chris Paul, 21 and 11, 22.8, so 23 and 11. Was second in MVP and fifth in MVP voting. Now those are Chris Paul's golden years. Man, he's number one point guard in the NBA. And the other one, with just a tad bit under those numbers, has fell off and shouldn't be on his team. And it's not a valuable piece to anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, when you look at a person's down year and you're like, oh, damn, he was getting booed with these numbers. God damn it, these are max numbers for everybody else. I would love to have a fall off at 21 and 10. Shit, just give me 10 assists. Shit, I was putting in 4, 5. I give you 4, 5. 4, 5.
All right. I'm going to end it there. End recording. Why is it doing?